Good evening, DRM News viewers. We've got a major story unfolding tonight. Russian President Vladimir Putin just held a critical phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sharing details of his recent Moscow meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff. This comes as the world holds its breath for a potential Trump-Putin summit next week to address the Ukraine war, while U.S.-India trade relations are hitting a rough patch. Let's break it down for you in simple terms. According to a Kremlin press release, Putin briefed Modi on his August 6th talks with Witkoff, which lasted 3 hours and were described as useful and constructive by Kremlin aide Yuri Ushakov. Modi, in turn, reaffirmed India's strong support for a peaceful diplomatic resolution to the Ukraine conflict, a stance that aligns with India's long-standing neutral position. The two leaders also discussed strengthening Russia-India ties, focusing on trade, economic cooperation and investment, a clear signal of their special privileged partnership. Now, here's why this matters. This call comes at a tense moment in global diplomacy. Trump has set a Friday deadline, today, August 8, 2025, for Russia to agree to a Ukraine ceasefire or face severe U.S. sanctions, including tariffs on countries like India that buy Russian oil. Just this week, Trump signed an executive order slapping a 25% tariff on Indian imports, bringing the total to 50% when combined with an earlier tariff, citing India's continued purchase of Russian oil. India's foreign ministry called these tariffs unfair, unjustified and unreasonable, arguing they're vital for the energy security of its 1.4 billion people. Posts on X reflect India's defiance, with some users praising Modi for standing firm against US pressure. Meanwhile, Trump's push for peace in Ukraine is gaining steam. He's hinted at meeting Putin as early as next week, possibly in the United Arab Emirates or even Rome, though no venue is confirmed. The White House says Witkoff's talks with Putin made great progress, but sanctions are still expected to hit Russia today, showing Trump's balancing act between diplomacy and economic pressure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who spoke with Trump and European leaders after the Witkoff meeting, insists on a lasting and reliable peace and warns against Russia's deceptive tactics. So what's the bigger picture? India's caught in a tricky spot. Modi's close ties with Putin, built on years of economic and strategic partnership, are under strain as Trump's tariffs threaten India's economy. Analysts estimate these tariffs could raise India's annual oil import costs by $9 to $11 billion if forced to abandon Russian oil. Yet Modi's refusal to bow to US demands shows India's determination to protect its interests, even as it navigates this high-stakes global chess game.
What's next? Will Modi's diplomacy with Putin influence the Trump-Putin talks?
Can India weather the trade war while staying neutral on Ukraine? Stay with DRM News as we track this fast-moving story and its impact on the world stage.